everybody. I bet you thought I wasn't going to show up again today. No, I promise I wouldn't do that to you. So hello, I'm kind of running behind. You can even ask Susan Smith. I have been very disorganized this weekend. It's been a mess. So hello, everyone. Susan, I'm so tickled you're here. I know you have been pretty sick, darling. I mean, your message on the answer machine sounded terrible. So I'm so sorry. I can't. Sinus infections are so painful. So hello, Vicky Robles and Teresa Jukovic. And oh my gosh, hello, everybody. Susan Smith, of course. Even here, I mean, talk about hazard pay. She deserves hazard pay. But, oh, gosh, it's so good seeing all of you. Let's see. Oh, and I was trying to think. Bonnie has had such a weekend. Her refrigerator door won't close, so she's had to prop a chair up against it to keep it closed. She's got to call into the landlord. Who knows? Then she lost internet connection until, like, last evening, and so she messaged me. I felt so bad for her. So, Sonia here. Hi, sweetie. Oh, and Sonia, we totally understand, because one loss can bring all of the pain back up, honey. We totally understand. So, gosh, we think you are amazing and the strongest person we know, that you're still standing. This has been a year that a lot of people wouldn't have gotten back up from. So we are honored that you're with us and admire you so much. So you never have to worry about making any excuses with us. We already love you. So you're in like Flynn, you know. You're no good way. There's no pat answer for the pain that you're going through. And we're here. We're here for you. If you need us, we got a lot of shoulders here that we can kind of help listen to you. So, gosh, what else is going on with people? Not a lot of people talking today. Looks like we have 12 people right now on the site. So feel free to say hello, speak up. Bonnie is here. Oh, Nadine is here. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. You know, I have a feeling you don't have to worry, Bonnie. I mean, Vicky, if you put an E on the end of Bonnie, she still answers. So, especially if it's about fabric. Kathleen Kendall, hello, hon. Where's that sister Patty? I was thinking the other day I was missing you and I was missing Patty Chamberlain. So, oh, there's Nadine. We've got some great pictures to show you of Nadine's fall decor and her work with wool. That girl's so talented. She has so many varied interests. It's just amazing. Nadine, I'm amazed. So, yeah. See, as long as if you're saying something ugly to her, she's not going to answer even if you spell her name right. But, you know, she is our queen elf. So she's a very special lady. And I hear a package is coming, and I hear we may have to have a prize drawing before too long. So that's wonderful. Akko is here. And I saved Akko's pictures to show you. Because without Nadine and Akko, I'm not showing you their pictures. I want them here so y'all can ooh and ah with them in person. So hello. Ah, 2 packages. Ah. So, yes. Oh, my goodness. Wait till you see the pictures of Akko's updated, fabulous, top of the line chicken mansion. I'm going to call it a chicken mansion because it's what it is. And that hoop yard is amazing. I wish we had thought of that. we were kind of like, I don't know. We knew it needed to be fully fenced in. And, you know, I didn't realize that coyotes was spelled the way it is. C-O-Y. Because when I went to spell it and answering Akko, I spelled it wrong. And spell check caught my, said, hey, wait a minute. I said, I didn't know how to spell coyotes. So, sorry. So, anyway, I want to thank Teresa Jukovic at 22 and a half minutes into my latest video, which is the Stories of the Stitch about the quilt show that I judged. Teresa Jukovic noticed that I left in something really cute. That Mr. Mark, who tries to stay kind of invisible behind the scenes, he acted up in the car, and I teased him, and I said, you'd be surprised if I leave this in. And guess what? I did. And Teresa noticed it. She caught it first thing. So I loved it because my Mark tends to be a very serious kind of guy. And it was just, he makes me laugh when he does something goofy because it just catches me by surprise. Oh, well, it is a chicken mansion. It is so pretty. And the way you did the hoop house, oh my gosh, you're going to be so happy. When you first move, I'll warn all of you, okay? I'll warn all of you. Chickens work their way into your heart. Once you have a few chickens, you're in love with them. They're so darn cute. And Mark today let mine out. Well, they're around really closer to the front of the house, the way our lot's set up, because I moved them far away from neighbors. But you can't see them from the street. The woods block them. But anyway, I always know when he lets them out because all of a sudden they come tearing around the house and around the deck and right to the back door going, what you got for snacks, mama? They're so cute. And they run. I always call them the little ladies of the choir because they look like they're chubby little ladies with choir costumes, when they come running, or nuns costumes. Oh, sorry. Maybe that's not polite. But anyway, but they're cute. They're precious. But I'm going to warn you, pay attention to what Akko's done. That's a lot. That hoop yard is a lot of expense and time spent. Why did she do that? Everyone who first gets chickens thinks, I'm going to let them free range all the time. After they've been there a while, let's put it this way. Chickens have no friends. Everybody loves chicken. And I don't mean, can I be your best friend? I mean, I want to eat you. Chickens are top of the list for possums, for raccoons, for nutria, or those little rats, something that come up from the pond, foxes, coyotes, neighbors' dogs, hawks, eagles, pretty much you name it. They love chickens. And as my daughter says, they want to play with them in their mouth. Okay. So anytime you want, you'll think, okay, I'm going to have free range chickens. Well, then the animals don't realize they're there at first, but once they do, they come back, and foxes will get them in broad daylight. Get them. And you can get foxes that just want to kill and then leave them. Don't even bother to eat them. So what you find out after you've had chickens a while, you have to have a totally metal enclosed place for them to live. And unless you're out or you're watching them, they need to be in a sturdy metal fence, totally enclosed environment, because it gets really tough. Some of them are so tender. The little brown hens, or some people call them little red hens, are so friendly and so affectionate, and you fall in love with them. And when you start losing them, it breaks your heart. And especially when you lose them and you see they only ate the head, or they killed them for fun. Then you start realizing they've got to be enclosed. And they can come out, like mine, free range a couple hours a day. But that's just enough that the other animals aren't sitting and waiting. So, but anyway, that's the chicken news of the day. Everybody wants chickens, but you got to be smart, and you got to put some money in it. It's like when we built our coop and then the outdoor run, and we spent almost $400, and we built it ourselves. And it's not huge. It's not the McMansion that Akko has. And Mark said, "What did you say about these free eggs?" I said, "Okay, that's some years down the road. They'll finally be free." So what? Oh, milking cow? Woo! Oh, I just love farms. I love farms and farm animals. Well, today I'm kind of going to go back over some of the things I did on Wednesday night. And I've been trying to get my act together. But the Swedish flower chickens, woo! So, and if anybody sends pictures while we're talking, I will try to go get them. Just let me know, or let Susan know to let me know, because, I get distracted easily. So, and last night, Mark and I have been so good. I'll go ahead and tell y'all this. Mark and I have been so good. And my income went down a lot not too long ago because the ex finally got off the hook about paying some alimony that took him years to pay. But anyway, we've been concerned about how we're going to manage our budget and stuff. We've done so well that we put more in savings in the last couple months than we thought. So what do you do when you save really good for a while and you want to celebrate that? You go spend some money. And I've been real good about hardly buying any fabric. Let me tell you, although Pineapple Fabrics is coming up next month. So, but we had a 10-year-old TV, and it was 55 inches. That should be big enough for any human being. But Mark and I love our TV. But the main reason I wanted, don't wear black sweaters in a sewing room. I keep finding little thread bits on me. But anyway, so what I've been frustrated with is, I don't know about y'all, but I am fed up of network TV. It's so hard to find things I really want to watch. We go crazy. Yes, I'm going to buy Fabric by the Pound. It's back in October 17th through 19th or 20th. And they're going to have I saw it on their Facebook page. They're going to have Fabric by the Pound. So I'm ready. But hello, Michelle the Quilter from upstate New York. I wonder if it's near the Finger Lakes. That upstate New York is gorgeous. Just gorgeous. In fact, Nadine, if you want to see pretty landscape, oh my gosh, it's heaven up there. So I must have the air conditioning cranked down. But anyway, okay, back to the whole TV thing. The old TV wasn't one of these dang smart TVs, and it couldn't get on YouTube. It couldn't get on Netflix. Well, we did finally have something, but to try to get through, it would be so frustrating, and Mark would discourage it. And I get tired of not having really good stuff that I wanted to watch. And so we watched a show. I don't know if y'all got it, called Serengeti, and it really whetted my appetite for better television and a better television set. And you wouldn't think that TV had changed much in 10 years. Oh my gosh, has it changed? They have computers in these TVs now. When they say smart TV, it's computer. It's got a computer. It's got computing power. So, we kept looking at Walmart, and he compared all these different things. And for less money than I paid for my first 19-inch color television, we got this television. Prices have come down so much. So yesterday, Mark and I were really good. I was out working on my chicken coop and cleaning it up because, you know, you have to kind of de-poopify it. That's a glamorous job, too, let me tell you. But my birds are worth it. And then I said, okay, now we need to get our bedroom cleaned up because my asthma has been bothering me. And if you look behind the bed, it was scary. I mean, those dust bunnies were joining a union and they were becoming some scary things back there. Because, you know, I don't believe in spending any more time than I have to clean. Just enough to keep the health department at bay. I'm happy, okay? So we went in there. We pulled out every piece of furniture, the bed, and he brought his shop vac up, and I had a hand vacuum cleaner and a regular vacuum cleaner, and we dust mopped the walls and vacuumed all the curtains and the shades and the blinds and the windows and the closet door and, you know, all the woodwork and the back of the dresser, the back of everything. Totally clean that room. And I have, because I have asthma, I have this big air cleaner sitting there. He took that out. He said that was chock-a-block full. And then he went to the whole house furnace, changed that air filter. So I'm hoping I'm going to be breathing better because, you know, medicines anymore, they've gone up outrageously. So anyway, we did all this. Then I came down here and was cleaning up down here, and I ironed 15 yards of fabric that I had washed 5 years ago and before had shoved in the closet. And since I've done my new closet renovation, I wanted to get them ironed and put on a bolt because they were wrinkly after being washed 5 years ago. So I worked down here till about 8 o'clock. Mark, after he got the yard cut, blown off, trimmed, looked nice, he said, I'm ready to go to the store. I said, go for it. So he comes home a little after 8, and in the back of the car, I have a minivan, a Honda minivan, you know my car. He had to drive home with the back hatch totally open. The TV box was so big, he pushed the middle row seats all the way forward, had the back seat, you know, drop down into the floor, and had this box put in. And I want to add, by the way, my minivan is 17 years old. So I'm a frugal gal. Don't think I'm like spend it everywhere. No, no, no. It's a 17-year-old minivan, and his car is 18 years old. So we're careful, you know. And so anyway, he came home with this, and he said, I couldn't even shut the back of the car. I had to come home this way. Drove 6 miles. The back of the car open. So anyway, I will find a way to take a picture and show y'all. But so then we started putting it together. So while we have all this stuff pulled out, and oh my God, the old TV was so heavy. I helped him every step of the way lifting, and oh my God, that old TV, by the time it came off the wall, it was so heavy. And so I was thinking the new one was going to be even heavier. The new TV is 70 inches. Yep. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm a big girl. We do things in a big way. But, you know, once you get in your 60s, television is your best entertainment. And the prices have come down so cheap. I couldn't believe it. So, yeah, we got a 70-inch. And it was from Walmart. It was a Vizio. We've had such good luck with Vizios. So we will, and it is a high def, four high def smart TV. And so now, oh, and for his birthday back in August, I ordered him something called Curiosity Stream because we love the Smithsonian Channel. It is wonderful. And so we couldn't get it. And so many times I wanted to show him my YouTube videos. Nope, we couldn't watch it. And so now the new TV You can get Netflix, YouTube, Curiosity Stream, a bunch of other things. So now I don't have to go to, get a Roku box and now we can watch Curiosity Stream. And I got a year. They were offering a free, like a big sale, $19.95 for 1 year of Curiosity Stream. And he loves science. So it's got space shows, science shows, nature shows. Oh, and this he had a female lion all of a sudden in the screen, and I kind of jumped back for just a second. And Grammy, oh baby, he sees those animals good now. He wants to chase them all. So anyway, all right. Now, here we go. Let's see what we've been doing. Yes, y'all give Susan some sympathy. No, I don't need to. I had a pair of glasses to watch the TV, but I said, you know what? I don't really need them, Luckily, we've got a long enough living room for that size TV. Okay, so what's been going on? Susan, that's too long to be sick. Oh, gosh, yep. Y'all are so cute. A nice name, Depoopify. Yeah, that's me. Because the other day I was gathering eggs and I opened up the main thing and went, yeah, it's looking a little untidy. So, oh, yeah, he does. Sometimes he runs up to the TV and then he goes around to the wall behind thinking they must have kept going into the other room. So, anyway. All right. Well, so let's see. Today, I am getting ready. There's a couple little things. I still don't have my Jinny Beyer stuff. I haven't had a chance to work on that at all. But I am going to do it by machine. I've gone to the machine side of the room. And I have decided that we've got to do this funny sewing of, like, let me see if I have it down here. Yes, I will show you why, since I'm running behind, we have to sew these pieces. Let me see. We have these funny little pieces right here that we've already sewn. Triangle onto that. And then what you do is you start sewing them on each side of the hexagons. So you sew one, then you sew another. And this keeps you from having to sew Y seams. Isn't this smart? Jinny designed this and had a quilt pattern writer write it up. And boy, did she do a good job. So as you can see, and you have to do that times seven or six or seven of them. So I've decided I'm going to do it by machine. I am going to work Miss Sonia style because I'm sorry, Akko, I don't mean to abandon you, but if I don't do this, I'll never, look at some of these. Now, I noticed some of you, this looks awfully scary, but trust me, they've worked it out, so I'm not worried. I just know that if I don't do it by machine, October's going to roll around, and I won't be ready. So that's that. Then I'll show you the class that I took this week and some of the blocks I'm working on. I told Mark, darn it, I realized I didn't have enough border because I was sitting here the other day. Okay, you want to see pitiful? I was sitting here the other day trying to piece these little tiny scraps for this class that I went to. I'm making a Judy Niemeyer, my very first ever. And so I was taking, this is made of 3 pieces. I mean, Deb, here is a seam right there. Here is a seam right here. And I'm trying to piece it together to have enough to make the quilt because I was so proud in this class that I shopped my stash. But see that? Well, when you start trying to figure out how you're going to put these kind of pieces together, I think it's time to just go online to JinnyBeyer.com and order some fabric. So that's what I did. I told Mark, sorry, I was trying, you know, I even had these pieces. I was going to try to sew these together. Do y'all remember when I bought this from Pineapple Fabrics? And it's a beige background with gold highlights. And I shared some of it with a couple of you guys. So, but I've got enough of this. I don't have to worry. But I'm so frugal sometimes I get kind of crazy. So I went on JinnyBeyer.com last night before 8 o'clock, just because I was down here working, and I ordered another 1.5 yards of that stripe, because that quilt is working out really, really pretty. Let me see if, hold on, let me grab it. So, all right. And I'm using, you know, in any Jinny Beyer stripes, she has narrow stripes and she has wider stripes. And these wider stripes are going to be for the border. And I think it's going to be beautiful. And I'm sorry for some of you people, I might be telling you stuff that you already saw, or if you were here on Wednesday. And here is the quilt I'm making. It's a Judy Niemeyer, and it's from her site called Quilt Works. It's Judy and Judelle, and it's quiltworks.com. See if you design by and see the Quilt Works. It's spelled, the works is spelled WORX.com. And I haven't decided how I'm going to lay it out yet. Okay, and I think, let me see. I have been trying to get some things done. I feel so out of control right now. No, I don't see it. So I know it's around here somewhere. But just coming back from vacation, and I'm putting together the quilt retreat. We have 44 ladies attending. And I'm trying to do all that paperwork, and I'm running, and then I had this class. But anyway, I'm not sure how I'm going to lay it out. And what I'm going to tell you is my best tip is that I will take these 72 blocks. Yes, 72 6-inch blocks. And speaking of blocks, here they are. 72 of these. And depending on how you lay them, how you turn them, you can get a design. Well, you know me. I'm not going to just do what they tell me to. I want to know that that's really the way I like it best. So I'm going to lay on the studio floor. I'm going to lay out the 72 blocks. And it doesn't matter where I lay them. As long as I lay them in a grid, try to keep them straight, even lay them right beside each other. Then I'm going to carefully get up on a step stool, lean over with my camera. I'm going to take a picture of them. Okay? And the reason I lean over carefully is because I don't want them distorted any more than they have to be. Because then once I take that picture, I'm going to put it in my little Photoshop, and I'm going to even it up and all that. And I'm going to make it the size of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And instead of paper, though, in the printer, I'm going to put cardstock. Okay? I make my business cards out of cardstock. I used to get it to actually make cards, but we do e-cards mostly now. I'm going to put my cardstock in there, and then I'm going to print it out on a high quality, one page, and it'll have all 72 blocks on the cardstock. Then I'm carefully going to cut each of the 72 cards out. Now, the 72 blocks on that cardstock. And then I have what's like a little puzzle. and I can lay those out and turn them, twist them, do anything I want. I'll have 72 pieces. Okay? That's what you do good. And it's wonderful, because one of the things we need to do as quilters is get away from our work to see it better. When you're up too close, it's hard to see the options. So some people use what's called a viewfinder, where they take one block and it turns it into, I don't know, I doubt you can see. Oh, you might be able to see this. Turns it into a whole bunch of blocks. Okay, see how that works? You can use an old viewfinder from a door, you know, where you look out and see who's out there, or you can buy one of those. But what I do is just cut these blocks apart and then sit and play with them like a puzzle. Turn them different ways. Like Bonnie, when you were doing your most recent test quilt, beautiful quilt, Bonnie, by the way. But how in the world do you know how to lay them out so that you don't get too many repetitions, too many close, the same color, too close together? And so this is a very easy way that you can just sit comfortably and play with the layout. Now, what do you do when you take 72 little pieces and you lay them out and you get the perfect layout? What do you do next? You take another picture. That picture, and then you can print it out on regular paper, because then that picture, and you print it out or leave it on your camera, set up your camera by your sewing space, you've got the map that then you use and sew the blocks together. So it's a great way of using technology to help you as a quilter. So that's my best tip I've thought of so far. So anyway, I will show you these again. I was afraid to make a Miss Niemeyer quilt, and I had a wonderful teacher, Lucille Amos, and we found out we both grew up camping at the very same lake, and she loves it just as much as I do. So it was fun catching up with her. But I'll show you some of these blocks. Now, one thing I did, because you know Deb, she's a hard head, and she can't just follow simple instructions. She's got to make it harder. Well, see these blocks. See how they have the dark edging on each side of the tan fabric? Well, I could have just used black or dark blue or something, because it's nice to have something that is a contrast, right? And I used my Jinny Beyer fabric because, and I had this laid out for a different quilt, but when I saw this fabric, I thought, that's what I want to make it out of. So the fabric that I had with it had this border print, and I've had to trim it way down. And I said, oh, that'd be beautiful instead of just black fabric to trim out. Not realizing that then you're fussy piecing, because I wish it had been just a touch wider. And I sewed the first one kind of making that strip wider. But then you have to be careful, because all these blocks have to go together. And they're pre-printed on newsprint. If you've ever wondered why Judy Niemeyer patterns are expensive, it's because they come with all of the templates, the paper piecing, you see? So I wanted to make these dark strips bigger, but to do that, then it gets into what's going to fit with what. Can you ever get them aligned correctly? And they have to be able to line up. So I was talking to the instructor, Lucille, who was wonderful, great instructor, and she and I both said, okay, I'm going to have to cut off part of the trim. I wanted to get the whole blue flower, but we realized that that would be so hard to do. And if I sew outside of that line, I'm going to probably get them all hither and yon. You know, it's really hard if you start, making it up on your own. Then how do you get them to fit? So yes, I had to cut off parts of the flowers. But like she told me, Deb, when you put these blocks together, no one's going to know you cut off anything. They're just going to say, wow, that is so cool. And I do like it. In a way, I think it looks Scandinavian or something. It's kind of pretty. But the nice thing about it is it brings all my colors together. And then the outer border is just going to totally cement that idea. But I'm trying to think of which one I did first, where I sewed it a little bigger. And I just realized I'm just going to have to be careful. But, I mean, so pretty. So pretty. And look at this gold. I just ordered. I told Mark, okay, well, I had to get a yard and a half more border because I really didn't have enough. Then I ran out of this gold. And, you know, gold is not something my yellows I'm weak on. So, but anyway, I just have to show you this. It's just so beautiful. Look at this new fabric from Jinny Beyer's that I bought. So cool. Okay. Oh, yes, you do. You're going to need to. Now, are you, Susan, are you on a laptop or are you on a desktop? Because I love my laptop. I used to think I'll always have a desktop. What's this laptop stuff? Oh, no. Now I'm spoiled because it goes up and down the stairs with me. But anyway, but this is a long piece that I have, and then there's some short pieces. And I had to take and trim these all down, and then I'll get ready and show you what I have to do besides that. But I have this piece. Let me just tilt this and show you. I got today's project here in the way and everything in the way. But I'm really liking. I'm so tickled. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Lucille, for this class because it got me excited. That's why if you can save up and go to a class, I highly recommend it. Even if it's not the perfect quilt, like I'm an art quilter, and this is more of a traditional, but it's a little modern, which helps it be better for me. But going to a class gets you excited, gives you new ideas, and if you can learn one tip, it's worth the price of the class. So anyway, so here are my papers. Let me get this out of the way. Maybe I'll put it, how about if I put this in a drawer? Got too much stuff here today. All right, now I can bring this over. Oh, Nadine, I saw that you asked in the Yahoo site, I saw that you asked, whoops, let me talk to you first before I do that. I saw that you asked about how we felt about our woolly mats. And yes, they are an expense. And I first bought a tiny one, 8.5 inch, because it was $15, which was my price. But then my sweet daughter Katie bought me this size for my birthday, and I would do this size. It's roughly like a, well, I can tell you. Let me tell you what size. Centimeters. You probably would rather have it in centimeters. I'll do both. Okay, it's about 13 inches or probably about 36 or 7 centimeters, and that's the small way. Then 12 and almost 18 inches, and for our Nadine, it'd be 30, 40, 17 to 20 is 3, 30 plus 13 centimeters. 30 plus 13 centimeters. Sorry, I don't have anything right here that has centimeters. It's long enough. But anyway. So 30 plus 13, about 43 centimeters. So does that help? Inches, it's roughly 13 by 18 or 12.5 by 18 in inches. And in centimeters, I told y'all that. So now I'm going to bring the camera down. But anyway, I was talking about the wool mat. Yes, you do have, Diana was right. I loved her advice. It was perfect. Right on. you do have to get used to the smell at first. And hopefully that works its way out. And Katie loves sheep, but we always had sheep around the house when my kids were teenagers. So I've kind of gotten used to it. But they will air out. And the thing I love about them is it absorbs moisture in. It irons things so nice and flat. You would think a hard surface like your plywood covered in Teflon would do. This, I don't know how it does it. I don't know why it does it. It works. So I do recommend it. But don't feel like you have to have the latest gadget when you can afford it or ask for it from the kids. So anyway, but here, okay, let me see. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Let me try to be a nice hostess. I noticed this time when I show you pictures today, I'm going to try better to have them in correct form. But this part, okay, let me bring back my little guinea block. Okay, here's my block. You do paper piecing. So here is, whoops, that's a cutout paper piecing. This is just for you to be able to cut the pieces out first. But here's the block you do the paper piecing on. So, and she has templates to cut out the pieces so you know what you're doing. Now, what did, I've got these little ones somewhere. Oh, two, okay. I don't have to have them. Oh, here they are. Okay, nothing like being organized, huh? And this is nothing like being organized. Okay, here we go. So you've got your paper piecing. And this is section 1, so it's numbered and tells you what to do when. So what I first do is, let me try a green. I put a green one here, and actually you have to lay them on the wrong side because you sew so you can see the line from the right side. But for now, I'll put that here. Then you take one of these little pieces, and this will go next, and it goes about right there. Then you take one of these, and you put it, and that's about right there. Then you take a longer one of these, and it goes across here. And then for the final step, you take a big triangle, and you place it there. Okay, whoops, whoops. Pay attention, Deb. So you just keep putting, and what you do with paper piecing, is you put them right sides together, you sew, you trim, you flip. And so this is how you get the block put together. The nice thing I like about it, she told us to have 36 10-inch blocks. I like it when a pattern, especially for a class, you can buy pre-cuts. Now, I had this yardage, but I cut it to 10-inch squares. So each 10-inch square makes 2 blocks. So if you cut out 36 10-inch squares, then you have 72 finished blocks. So all I need to get is now, before I can finish it, I have to wait for this border to come in from Jinny Beyer. And I got a half a yard of this color. And then I went ahead and got a real an even lighter shade of this teal that I think might give it a little pop in the quilt. So what I'll do is, instead of some of these, I'll switch out a light blue. But I just got a half a yard of that. So anyway, that's my block. I loved the class. And I tell you what, you're never too wise. You're never too old to take a good class because it does get you excited. All right, let me get this out of the way. Now, today what I'm going to work on in a few minutes is I found this fabric, which I really like. It's a little bit light. It's more like a rayon. I have no idea where I got this. It might have been from a quilt bingo game. I'm not sure. But what I'm doing is I cut this into 3-inch strips. And that's probably too generous. And then I fold it in half and ironed it. Then I take each of the half pieces, fold those in half, and what I'm doing is making some binding. And the reason I'm doing this, and I've got to finish, my iron's not hot, but this is pretty straightforward, and it doesn't have to be perfect. What I have decided to do is for my retreat, I'm going to make them some vinyl project bags, and I'll put them on the prize table, give them to our prize queen, Becky, and she can use them to give out for prizes. I had to end up, since we've got so many ladies, I had to end up buying some more totes. They didn't have exactly the one I wanted anymore, and they made me buy a minimum of 12, and all I needed was 4. So it's kind of cut into our prize money. But anyway, do you see how I did this now? So it's just a matter, I've already ironed it in half, and I take each side of that half and fold that in half. And I like this because I'm going to use it to edge these totes. Not totes, project bags. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, let me just show you how I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to go to our picture time, because that's my new favorite part. And then after we do all the pictures, then I'll come back and show you how I'm going to make this project tote. Whoops. That's the problem with me being left-handed. You can't see it that well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew on vinyl. And I've done a good amount of sewing on vinyl before. And so I will show you how to, when you have a piece of vinyl, how do you press it without melting it? Because they sometimes can get all wrinkled. I'm going to show you how to sew it where it doesn't want to stick on your, under your needle on your sewing machine table. And that involves a Teflon sheet. And then I'm going to show you how to put a zipper in vinyl. And then I will use this to encase all the edges. Because with vinyl, I am not going to make seams that turn inside. The seams are going to be exposed, and I just cover them with this. So that will be next. All right, let me come back here. Let me see what you're working on or what you're talking about, and then we will go do that. Okay, so, whoops, come on. All right, so, yep, I'm going to make vinyl tote bags. And I like zippers on everything because then nothing falls out. And you know, people are afraid of zippers. Don't be afraid of zippers. I will show you how to do a zipper. So what are y'all talking about? Jinny's, those, well, those colors were my picks. But I tell you what, it was easy. I was in Jinny's shop and I just held the border and went around and goes, I'll take that one and that one. It was so much fun. But I'm so glad when Jinny puts together a kit because she is the quilter of light. No doubt about it. So she's amazing. All righty. What about the prize people here? What am I eating and drinking today? All right. I had a little leftover chicken from last night's dinner. Then I've got a banana. And I've got my grapes. Mark was so cute. They were on sale from Harris Teeter for 99 cents a pound. I said, I put on the list, buy me a big bag of grapes. He came home with this huge bag. Said, that's the biggest bag they had. Right now, I'm drinking Coca-Cola. I know I'm a type 2 diabetic. I'm not supposed to drink colas, but I needed the energy today. I stayed up last night till 3 in the morning. The night before, I was up till 4 in the morning. What am I thinking? So I'm running a little low on energy today. And if you could have seen me helping Mark lift that TV onto the wall, you'd have been real proud. But he did most of it. Oh, I also have my water. Love my water. We have a filter in the fridge, and I insist if I have to drink 90% water my whole life, it's going to be filtered. Okay, what have we got here? Kiwi. I almost brought her down today, but I've been so busy. I said, you know, I didn't come downstairs till 2, and I said, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do to get ready. So, but yeah, chicken, it was really good chicken. So anyway, okay, let's say, what is this? Yeah, don't be afraid of zippers. This is what I tell people, especially like if you're sewing clothing. Do a basting stitch. Wherever you're going to put your zipper, do a basting stitch of that area where you're going to insert the zipper. Then press open your seam allowance. Then lay the zipper on. So you put the right side of the zipper against the wrong side of the fabric. So it's underneath the fabric. And then I do that with the basting stitch. Then I close the zipper. I come up the other side and I sew the other side of the zipper with a basting stitch. Then I flip it over and I look. Am I happy with how it looks on the front? If I am, then I come back and do the final stitch. And you can do that from the front so you can make sure you get it perfectly straight. But just remember, sew the part where the zipper goes, sew it shut on the seam allowance line with a basting stitch. That's important. And you lay the zipper behind the fabric, and you open it, you sew down one side of the zipper with a basting stitch. Then you zip up the zipper, you lay it back flat, you sew back up the zipper with a basting stitch. Stop, turn it over, look at it. If you like it, then I would, from the top, go ahead and decide exactly where you want that stitch to go around. Use a zipper foot on your sewing machine if you have one. They are there for a reason, because they allow you to get exactly where you need to go without bumping into the zipper head. And then once you have your zipper and it's looking good and you've done your stitching on the front, the pretty part of the fabric around, and then I come in and do another stitching at the top and the bottom to make sure you can't pull the zipper right off the zipper. But I promise you, if you follow this method and you take deep breaths, you will be great. And so they're easy, easy, easy. I don't do licorice either, Susan. I've never liked licorice. I don't like anise. I don't like ginger root. Can't eat cilantro. Tastes just like Joy dishwashing soap. What are things y'all don't like? Because that's a funny thing. You never know. Yeah, zippers are great fun. You just have to get over that fear. Okay? Y seams. Piece of cake. You have to get over the fear. I promise. All right. So, let me get... Oh, that's right. We're not going to do that now. We're going to look at pictures. So I'm going to turn down the lights, and I'm going to try to get everything square and good. Oh, that's neat. Mark loves licorice, and he loves cilantro, and he thinks it's so odd that I taste soap. But guess what? He can smell a stink bug within 25 feet I never smell them. I don't know what a stink bug smells like. We're all different. Oh, I love guacamole, but don't use cilantro. So, all right. Let me turn down the lights because I have even got a video of Russell. And Russell attacks an elephant in this video. So you're going to want to see this. All right. I have no idea what a stink bug. He said it stinks. So let me turn down the lights, sweeties. I'll be right back. Don't leave because the pictures are coming. All right. I'll be right back. Mark makes all my magic happen. So I told him, I need a remote control for the main lights in here. He went, all right. Hi, Diana Wright. It is so good to see you, sweetie. All right. Like my new little desk fan? Yes. All right. A fan is, after you've gone through menopause, a fan is your best friend. Okay, let me get to, I'll bring you right over. Let me get to my photos. And we're going to start with A for Akko. All right, now let me make sure that I get this in the right place. I want to be able to see what I'm doing. And we get to see beautiful Miss Akko. Let me bring this up. She is just such a lovely, lovely lady. And she got a 3-wheeled cart just like mine. I'm so excited. This is Akko in her beautiful home, sitting here hand sewing. She's so graceful. I'm usually sitting in my recliner with stuff everywhere hand sewing. And here, look at her. She's just lovely. Isn't that beautiful, though? And she's got a beautiful sewing kit on her lap. But that cart, she said she just kind of takes it wherever she's going to be sewing that day. I love it. Okay, the next photo of her. There she is. Isn't that beautiful? Her grandmother would be so proud of her. I mean, I know that, loves that. And her house is absolutely beautiful. And everything, her cart is so nice and tidy. All those things I want to be when I grow up. And look at all of her hand-sewn stars. Is that exquisite work or what? And not one of them looks like a ball cap. Because, oh my God, the first time I made an 8-pointed star, honestly, you could have worn it as a hat. Isn't that beautiful? Her work is exquisite. So thank you, Miss Akko. Oh, wait a minute. What did I do? Uh-oh, I don't have her chicken house here. I thought I did. Oh, well, let me see. I'll see if I can find it. If not, I might have to show it to you next time. All right. For those of you who weren't here on Wednesday, I'll show you these again just in case you have any questions. This is Miss Lucille Amos. And this is Miss Joanne. I interviewed her in my November retreat live stream. And this is her gorgeous home. 9-foot ceilings, lights everywhere, beautiful light wood floors. I mean, she designed this thing, the house and the decor herself. But look at that beautiful quilt. Judy Niemeyer all the way. Isn't that amazing? Look at this one. Oh, I would love to make this. In fact, I told Miss Joanne that matched her upstairs perfectly, and she should make sure that stayed with her. Now, Miss Lucille's going to be going on a cruise up to Canada in about a week or so. I'm so excited. So, another Judy Niemeyer, beautiful colors, beautiful pattern. Before, I used to look at these and think, there's no way I could make that. But they're absolutely beautiful. And this is that Fire Island hosta. Isn't that beautiful? And I have bunches of hostas, so that's especially appealing to me. I love that. And look at that star. Isn't that amazing? So now I'm excited because I know if I just follow the directions, follow the steps, I can make a Niemeyer quilt. And Miss Lucille is a licensed Niemeyer instructor. This one was she was also teaching this one that day, but I really didn't think I could handle that many flying geese right now. Here are some cute watermelon placemats. And then, to show you while we're here, so Miss Joanne not only has this wonderful studio, which she plans to have set up classes, but she also made this corner into a quilt shop. So she's got rulers and notions and pre-cuts and fabrics on the bolt. It's amazing. So that way her students can shop there. I love it. And here is the quilt that I was working on called Labyrinth. And this is Miss Lucille's. And I'm curious to see how mine's going to look. But she was a lovely teacher. Gentle, supportive. I don't like a in-my-face teacher, and she's perfect that way. She senses when you don't want to be disturbed and when you need help. She's wonderful. So, and look at this. I mean, who wouldn't like sewing in here? All of these sliders that look out over the lake. I mean, honest to goodness, look at all these lights and the fans. And Joanne did the best job planning and designing this. Now, this is a little fuzzy, but I wanted to show you that some of that space on this side. You know, this is part of her shop, just where this is it from inside her little shop. And there's her long arm. She's got tables. She's got bathrooms. She's got all kinds of stuff down here. Just beautiful. There's her long arm. There's Miss Joanne there. There were 2 students here, and the rest of us were over along here. And here we all are. This woman was doing her first quilt, and look at that beautiful work. So, and this is our teacher, Lucille Amos, right here. And here I am right back there. You know me, I always hide back. But Miss Joanne's right there. But it was just a lovely group of ladies. We were missing one person. She woke up not feeling well. But it was a great day at class. And look at the view. Isn't that nice? This is kind of like a little inlet where they have their docks. And then if they keep going down here, it'll open up to a big section of the lake. But let me tell you, I could live like that. I could get used to that very fast. All right, so now I'll close this down. And how is everybody doing? Okay, if everybody's okay, I will go back to the photos you've said. Okay, let's go to Diana Wright's, and we'll show you again. Let's start with this one. Come on. This is the garment she made for her mother-in-law. Love that. All right. Then look at this. I want to show you some of this quilting. I'll tell you what. She is such a professional quilter. Absolutely professional. Are the pictures showing up better today? Whoops, I went too far. I think turning off the overhead light gives, because I always get disappointed when I see it, when I watch back the live stream. But look at this. Isn't that beautiful? This is a Quilt of Valor she made that was given out just the other day. And I know it's going to give great comfort. But when you close in on this quilting, Just so pretty. So we love it. Seeing this work inspires me. And I tell you what, all I know is she's got some tall men at home. That's beautiful, hon. And there's the back of it. So let's see if we can zoom in on some of that. Look at all of that work. And you know you're a professional when you do your best work for a quilt you're going to give away. Now, she just wanted to show us, believe it or not, she stitched in the ditch for all of those flying geese. It's a border, pre-printed border, because I said, thank goodness you didn't tell me you actually made those, or I would have passed out cold. But no, it's pre-printed border, but she's still stitched in the ditch around all of them. That is devotion, let me tell you. Okay, there's from another angle, and look how small they are. Look at what kind of coin is that? That can't be a dime, is it? Goodness gracious. And look at this. Isn't that sweet? I remember when she made that quilt. I love it. That's the only time a fox looks cute, because when you have chickens, foxes aren't cute. Oh, I just love it. I love her quilting. Absolutely exquisite. And that quilt being so graphic really shows it off. I wanted to show this with Miss Nadine here because this is an Edita Sitar quilt. So, Tree of Life. I love the Tree of Life design. There's something about it. It's just so pretty. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay, we go back. Jamie, I want to show this again. I don't know if Jamie is here. Jamie is the one that has her own, oops, let me go back. Okay, Jamie has her own craft channel on YouTube. And this is her daughter watching me. And I'm here, I guess it was 1 week when I was showing you how to use ink tents. But isn't she precious? Her name is Crystal, and she's a doll baby. There she is. Gosh, I love these kids. How wonderful that she wants to spend time in the studio with her mom while her mom's watching us and talking and enjoying us. Look at this. Isn't that precious? And this is me over showing something. Let me see. I'd have to put my glasses on to see what am I showing. It was a quilt. I don't remember which one. But anyway, what a cutie. I told her she's very fortunate to have a daughter that just wants to spend that time with her. They grow up so fast. Okay, Nadine, here we go. Nadine, I spent some time, too, turning yours the right direction so that we could give them all the attention they deserve. Look at this beautiful fall quilt done with, was this one the one done with the wool? So beautiful. I think it's neat. Nadine is our young one of the group, and she's willing to try just about anything. I admire her so much. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And I love that beautiful stitching around the edge. I am, for whatever reason, I'm forgetting the name of that blanket stitch. It's a beautiful blanket stitch. Okay, let me go to the next one. Come on. Don't give me a hard time. Well, I'm going to have to go out and get back in. Here we go. All right. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, now let me go back out so I can, aha, now it's working. Because I like to zoom in. She's so thoughtful that she shrinks the size so we don't have a hard time seeing them on our computer. Lovely work. Lovely, lovely work. And it goes perfectly with her beautiful cottage over in Germany. Look at these pictures of her garden. Oh my gosh. Isn't that just, when you picture a beautiful German farm, isn't that what you picture? I love it. Okay, here's another close-up. Isn't that cute? My gosh, I love it. Bakery. And then I love, look underneath. I love the little terracotta pot sitting there, leaning over, as if you just stepped away. You had been potting all day, and you just stepped away. Nadine, you have a very good eye for design. How cute is this? How cute. Ooh, this looks like it's coming out like a purple coneflower. I'm not sure. But it's nice to see that, yep, for the most part, it's the same flowers, the coleus and gomphrena, and that looks like a celosia, and then the sweet potato vines. So it's nice to see the same. And then this red fountain grass. Nice to see plants that we also use. You know, it's not such a big world after all. We have so much more in common than we do differences. And look at her gourds. Look at the herb sign. I mean, it's just beautiful. Look at her wreaths. Isn't that just fabulous? Very talented lady. Very talented, Miss Nadine. Look at the sunflower, a red hot poker. Beautiful. Look at this. And these are great for drying up here. Just beautiful. Good work. And it looks like a big leaf in there. And a close-up of her herb decor. And this is what we call a variegated wandering Jew. I don't know what the real term is for it. And the little chrysanthemums. That looks like more kind of a gomphrena. And then, this looks like a coleus, but it might be something a little different. A little Virginia or something. But absolutely beautiful. Very good composition. Good job putting the right things together. Isn't that beautiful? She's got a cyclamen here and a celosia. Now, these little things I don't always know, but they're absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love blue fescue grass. I used to plant it every year, but I couldn't get it to really take hold and be perennial. And look at that, a horse trough and planted. How beautiful. Here's autumn sedum, autumn joy sedum. That probably is bloomed up better now. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, I think, is that it for hers? Yep, that's it for Miss Nadine. Now we go back. And I'll show Teresa Juki's again, just because you want a good story. Her and her mother worked together to make these raffle quilts for the Carl Perkins Bass competition. And it's a big fun event where they catch and release fish and raise money for abused children. And let me tell you, as a victim myself, I don't really want to call myself a victim, as a former whatever, I appreciate the worthy cause that they work for. What a beautiful thing to work for. And then this is a bottle or a cup, and she has done that kind of painting with the special paints. It's beautiful. I love seeing what people enjoy. And let me get this one. Her mother does the embroidery, and she pieces them and quilts them. And look at this machine embroidery. It's beautiful. So, you know, for the outdoor enthusiast, boy, I bet you they do really good at raffling on these quilts. So they would raise good money for that. There it is again. Here it is on her nice long arm. I love how neat and tidy you are. I was noticing with Diana's too, that your quilts go on so smoothly. And here's our Miss Bonnie's, her quilt testing she did for a baby cherry wood block. Come on, pop up. It's being shy like Miss Bonnie is. But look at that. Isn't that happy and beautiful and tidy? And I assume she did her own quilting too, and on a domestic, no less. Bonnie, very talented. And I think what I admire as much as anything else is the working on a deadline. Oh my gosh. All right. Now, here is Miss Lucille Amos's business card. So if you have any groups out there that would like her to come and teach, she's a certified teacher of Judy Niemeyer method of quilting. Very talented lady and very kind. I liked her. Oh, and got to show off Miss Sonia here because she's doing this king-size quilt on a domestic sewing machine. A king-size double wedding ring quilt on a domestic. There's her domestic right there. Can you believe that, ladies? I cannot. I would ruin the quilt if I tried it. I'm no good at domestic quilting. Beautiful job, Sonia. We want to see that when it's all done. So let me do one. I'm trying to think. Hold on one second, people. Yeah, we've got something fun coming up. But let me just check one thing real quick. I wanted to show y'all the chicken mansion. So let me see. I thought I had all the pictures ready, but obviously I don't. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, I will show right from my email. I don't want her email address shown. There are her chickens, her hens, and the rooster. Aren't they the cutest things? Look at that. I said, that is the cutest chicken butts in the world. The females always remind me of having a frilly apron on, running around going, oh, I've got to cook, I've got to cook. And look at this chicken mansion and the hoop house. I mean, how amazing is that, ladies? That will keep any predator out. Great work. And you'll be so glad you did. You'll be so glad you did. So that's Miss Akko's chicken McMansion and her rooster. I forgot his name. Let me see. But her rooster and his gals drinking out of the watering trough. And look at the flowers around. I mean, who gives their children or their chickens a garden to enjoy? Lovely. Isn't that cute? Whoops, don't want to show anything I shouldn't. All right, let me go back to... Okay, I've got to keep this up. All right, I will first, while I'm here in the email box, let me first go to some... I'm glad I was showing you my neck. I guess speaking of chickens, here is my little grandson. He is attacking the elephant.
What you got there, bud? What you got over there?
Oh, I'm going to have to back it up. I didn't realize I was cutting off part of it. Hold on. Here we go. So, as my son said, he was savagely attacking an elephant. He reminds me so much of my son when he was that age.
Over there? Hey, Russell.
Wants to eat an elephant ear. Isn't he just beautiful? Gosh, I love that little boy. He's just turned 6 months old this week. And he's trying to crawl. He's getting up on those legs. He's got things to do and places to go. Look at that. Oh.
Russell, you are kind of crawling right now.
And that's the blanket, the tummy time blanket I made for him.
Oh, almost. Whoa. Go ahead, bud. Play the drums. Yeah, good job. Yeah. There you go. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Russell. Russell, go ahead. Hey, go ahead. Play the drums for me, bud. Go ahead. Oh, almost. Yeah, good job. This one. This one. This one, Russell. Nice, dude. All right. Comfort time.
Oh, that is precious. Okay. Let's see. Now we'll go back to the final pictures. All right. All right. His father's a drummer, so I think they're hoping. Okay, let me find where I'm going. And now these are some photographs. And I'm sorry for y'all who think, okay, I've seen enough of her grandson, okay? Here is a photo of him done by a professional photographer. Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful photograph. And here is my son, my beautiful daughter-in-law, Nikki, and my grandson, Russell. As you can see, he's a beautiful mix of the both of them. And my son's got amazing long hair, and she has the most gorgeous hair. We always said, oh, baby, y'all are going to make pretty babies. And you can see he's got a head full of hair. Let me see if I can turn this one. There he is being photographed by a professional. He just seems like such a happy baby. Mine cried when they had to be photographed. He smiles all the time. And there he is on the blanket Nana made him. I'm so glad they like that. Here he is with one of their two cats. He loves cats already, and they love him. They're very protective of him. And my son taking a selfie in the mirror with him. I'm so proud of the job they're doing with this baby. In fact, I wish that they had raised me. This is my daughter, Katie. She went to one of their performances so that she could take care of the baby while they were on stage, but he could still be there and be part of it. That's my Katie. She's the felt artist. and works for the state, does soil conservation, very important this day and age, and raises sheep, has herself a farm. Now, this is Russell with his hearing protectors on stage with his mama. They are very talented musicians. So he's going to learn early on what entertaining is. And there he is on my little blankie again. And that must be the last one. Let me see. Yep, that's the last one. So that was picture time for this week. And now let me come back. Thank you so much for being patient and for looking at all of those. I love them. So if you'll give me just a moment, I will turn all the lights back on, okay? Then I have a quilt to show you too. I'm back. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. So keep sending me your photos because I dearly love them and I love sharing them. So keep sending me your photos. Okay. All right. Did I get everything? Oh, y'all are so sweet. Our quilt of the day, as you see, we have Miss Nadine's. We have Miss Nadine's quilt plus Miss Cheryl Lemon's quilt, which we love too. And our quilt of the day is, I thought, appropriate for today, September 22nd. Bye-bye, Miss Bonnie. It was so good seeing you. I made this quilt at a class, and it is raw edge applique with a machine blanket stitch, and it was a cute quilt, a lot of fun to make. I'm glad I found it again, because I think I'll end up putting it up so that Mark and I can enjoy it. So now we're running low on time. I want to show you, I cut 2 pieces of vinyl out. Now, I was telling you, oh, and I do want to show you this up close, but I just made a bunch of strip sets, some for the piano key border. These I cut into 1.5-inch squares, and the leaves are just applique, raw edge applique with a blanket stitch. Easy, fun, and honestly, I think the way to go for holiday quilts, because they're just for fun, and they're not heirlooms. So, all right. So from this vinyl, I'm going to cut a few pieces. And I want to show you how easy it is to do a zipper. Because I was serious. It's easy. All right. And in this case, I don't have a seam. So I'll show you what I do. All right. I started cutting. And then just let the zippers continue on. I mean, let the scissors continue. Because you know how sometimes with gift wrap, you can start your scissors and they'll hit that sweet spot and all you have to do is push them. All right, here's my zipper. I'm going to leave this tag on so that you can tell which is the right side and which isn't. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, good. So I've got my piece of vinyl. Now, I'm going to put this. This is one of the Teflon sheets that you can use to press on. And I don't think I'll need it, but in case I do, I'm putting it right here, holding it in place with my tummy. What I'm going to do is take this zipper and put it, see that? That's the right side. Put the right side down. Then I'm going to take a pin and pin it into the vinyl. Like this. And I love these zippers. If anybody's ever giving away zippers or selling them cheaply, I grab them. I've never paid full price for these, and I've got a whole tote of these. So what I'm going to do, I told y'all to make sure you had a zipper foot, and then I forgot to put one on the machine. I don't even know if I have a zipper foot here, handy. Here would be a good foot, but I think that's too much work. All right, well, I know I have one. I'm just not sure where it is. So I'm just going to do it using this zigzag foot. And since I don't have a zipper foot, I'm going to avoid that for right now and start down here. So I put the right side of the zipper facing down. And I'm going to sew about 1/4 of an inch away. Okay, so I've got the vinyl right here laying on the non-stick. And I'm going to hold it back here just in case it wants to stick so I can keep it moving smoothly. And make sure you have your basting stitch length so you can take it out relatively easy later. And you know, if I had wanted to, it probably would have been a good job to use clear tape, tape this in place so I don't have any, I'm not putting any holes in the vinyl. But I'm going to go down here like this. And I want this zipper to be as wide as possible. So now I'm going to take off. I want the bag to be able to open up wide, and this is just a 9-inch zipper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go just past. Normally I would cut it off here before the stop, the metal stop that the factory put on. But since I want this to be open as wide as it can, I'm going to go just past, leave needle down, turn. And I want to make sure I'm not going to hit that zipper stop. I don't want to break a needle or damage the machine. Now I'm going to sew across. And remember, I've still got it on baste. Okay, now I'm going to come up this other side. I'm going to have to lift the needle up. There we go. Put it down, do another baste, go right back up this other side. Now this is just going to be a tote. This is nothing fancy. But if I had wanted it to be fancier, then I could have put a seam so that I would have a finished edge on the vinyl. But this is just a little project. Just a little project holder. So you see how I've got this? And it's just with the basting stitches. So now what I'm going to, and I've got my gray thread in place. Now what I'm going to do is come back, and since I like it, I'm going to come back and shorten my stitch length to about 2. And then, so just inside the baste, I basted closer to the edge now, so just a little closer in. Nice short stitch length, going as straight as I can manage. Okay, go just past the basting on the end. Okay, needle down, turn it, making sure that I'm past the stop. And then here, I'm going to take some stitches, then go back, and so I'm really locking that zipper in because they take a lot of abuse. Okay, then I'm going to come back up this side, And sometimes the vinyl wants to stick, so just have your finger back there, your hand back there, and give it just, you don't want to pull it, but just kind of making sure it's going in. Yeah, it stuck that time. Make sure it's going in the right direction. Get your stitches going. Now, I'm going to need to sew it right up here by this zipper, up by the actual zipper foot. So what I'm going to do is come in here and clip the vinyl and clip it down. So I'm releasing that vinyl. So this way I will be able to move that zipper foot so I can get nice and close. Okay. So I'm going to come up closer before I open it. Whoops. Okay. Just stitch up nice and straight. All right. Now, I'll take it out. Now is when I'm going to unzip it. I'm going to go ahead and just carefully slice it open right along the feet of the zipper. Vinyl's very easy to work with. And then I'm going to slightly, whoops, let me get it back in here. Slightly cut at an angle that way and an angle this way. Okay, I'm going to leave that for now. I will trim it more later, but not now. All right, so I come in here and I've put the zipper down. Now I can come in, small stitch, and carefully stitch the rest of the way. All right, now what I'm going to do, just to make it look prettier, is I'm going to tuck under these. Okay, just to make it look a little neater, more tidy. I'll tuck it under. I'll put a pin. Come up here, tuck this under, put a pin. Okay, so now I'm already all the way up to here. What I'm going to do is very carefully, so I don't hit the pins, stitch across this top. And once I get over the pin, I remove the pin. But I want it to hold exactly in place. Okay. All right. Then what I'm going to do is do the same thing I did before, which is to pull back to, let me reverse it. You know what? It's giving me a hard time. I'm not going to do that. Because it's vinyl, I'm going to back it up manually and go over it again. There we go. That way I've sewn it on really good. Now, then I'm going to move it over a little closer and do my fine stitching right down here to match up with what I've done before. All right, there we go. So, there is a zipper put into vinyl. And it was one piece of vinyl, and I've got the zipper, and you can zip it closed. Now, what I'm going to do, because it's terrible when you try to do a zipper and it gets caught on jaggedy edges, I'm going to come along this zipper, and I'm going to trim it shorter so that nothing is there to get in the way or to snag on the zipper. So now I'm just going to trim this all the way down, trying to keep it from being jaggedy. And sorry, Nadine, I make some of these words up. Okay. come right up here, do the same thing I did before, which is come up to the end and cut a slight angle towards the corner. And that just keeps the vinyl out of the way. So I took a zipper that was given to me or that I paid no more than $1/4 for, and a piece of vinyl that I have had for 20 years or 18 years. And I'm going to, that with a scrap of fabric, I'm going to turn this into a really cute pocket, project bag. Okay. I'm going to zip this back up so I can more easily cut this. The zipper gives a firmness that allows it to be more easily trimmed. And I'm trimming this out of the way of that zipper. Now, if you had a seam here, then you would have a fold and it would stay out of the way. And where you had that seam, you would have the basting stitch you could take out. And I'll still have to take out these basting stitches. But there we go. Now I've got a perfectly good zipper. And just to show you, because I'm not going to have time to do the whole thing, but I will come back next week and show you the finished product. But what I would do at this point, remember I said I'm not going to do any fancy seams on vinyl. So what I would just do is quickly do a seam here. So what I've just made is kind of a gusset in the top, but I'm going to take and stitch this right here. And the stitching, the seam allowance is exposed. And then I'll show you what I do with that. Because vinyl is can be tricky to work with. And you don't want to do, you cannot manipulate it as easily as fabric. So, okay, now watch this. So here is what I have. Here, this is going to be the top. And you know what? I forgot to put my handle on it, but I'll have to come back and put a handle in this seam because I like handles on everything. All right, now what I'm going to do is now put this to hide the seam allowance. Plus, it'll make it look really nice too. So I'm not going to sew where I'm going to add well, I guess I could add a handle right onto here. But what I do is I take this double fold bias trim or edging. It's not on the bias. I did not cut it on the bias. I did it straight cutting to make it easy. And now I just stitch this on as a decorative covering for the seam. Mark just came back on his motorcycle. Okay, so see what I'm doing here? Nope, hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, so now I'm just sewing this trim on. All right, so this is how your edges would look. And you see I used a zipper that I thought went well with it. And then I'll have handles on it. And that way you can put your project in, take it out, and know that it is safe. So this is just one side. This will be the top. There'll be another side down here. And I'll put the gusset in all the way down the sides, across the bottom, and back up the other side. So this is today's project. I thought I'm going to make several of these to go on the prize table for my retreat in November. All right. So I hope that I was able to kind of take away some of the fear of sewing a zipper. Because if I can sew a zipper in vinyl that easily, I know you can do it in fabric. And you know what our word of the day is going to be? Fearless. Because as women, we need to remain fearless. Anyway, so let me catch up with you. Yeah, I love making waterproof because I'm a klutz. I can spill stuff. I can knock something over on it. So I know my project is taken care of. It's a great way to use up vinyl and old zippers. And all you need to do is use a little bit of your precious stash of fabric. So, any questions? And please, Linda Turner, hello, you did come back. Thank you. We would love to have you join our Yahoo group. That's where we get in a little more detail with what we're doing. And now let me check this. I forgot one thing I'll have to show you next week. Remember the license plates that I was making for my car and my camper? I finished them. And for the camper, I did another flying geese, 4 or 5 flying geese across. And then my car, I used some beautiful, I think I might have used some of that Jinny Beyer fabric. I did. I remember that now. I did. I used the pretty blue and green because my van is green. I used that for my license plate. And then I put on it the YouTube symbol and Our Time to Quilt. So now I'm kind of promoting myself as I drive. Not a bad idea. So I will show you photos of those because I got them done at the last minute before we left to go to the quilt show and camping and wanted them on the vehicles and out. So I'll have to show them to you. Okay. So yeah, we'd love to have you join our Yahoo group. I need to remember when I do the little memo at the end to put on there. If you'd like to join our Yahoo group, send me an email. And Susan, even sick. Now, this woman's on her 2nd round of antibiotic. She's miserable. She sounds like Snuffleupagus off of the Jim Henson puppets. And she's yet right there. Is that something else? And she sounds like she's got a wonderful boss. And I'm real happy with her new job. Oh, what is this? Oh. That's cool. Wonderful. Yeah, we'd love to see that, Diana. I think we should all encourage Diana at some point to do her own live stream and show us some of her tricks. So she's great. But we're glad to have you, Linda. And don't worry, if you get here, so life happens. And if you end up arriving late, you can always watch us and leave comments. And I love your comments. Your comments were so cute. So I assume that, Akko had to go. Bye, Akko. Oh, you were saying goodnight to Nadine? Ah! I didn't read fast enough. That is great. That is great. Well, I'm so glad to see y'all. And if you have any suggestions for what we can talk about during these times, if you are videos you want me to make, I would love to do that. In our Yahoo group, you can put up as many photos as you want. You can chat to your... I am so tickled. To me, this is a sign of success. I had a Yahoo group for my in-town quilt guild, and it hardly got used. Now, I belong to Sew It's for Sale, which is a big group on Yahoo, and then this Our Time to Quilt group. And we consistently have more posts than Sew It's for Sale. I think that's success. So I'm thrilled. But anyway, I love it. Y'all just talk and chat because I stay busy. I can't always pop in and chat much, but y'all do beautifully. You support each other. You give each other encouragement. Oh, yeah, do you want to talk about 12 Days of Christmas? I just want to say right out here, I don't know if people are still interested or thinking about 12 Days of Christmas, but I want to kind of baby my Susan Smith because she's a very precious item and there's only one of her. And if I'm afraid with starting her new job and all that entails and her getting sick, I'm worried it's too much. So what do you think, guys, if maybe we put it off till next year? But I don't want to step on Susan's toes, so I'll let Susan tell us what she wants to do. But honestly, it works fine for me. I'm swamped. I'm always swamped. You know me. But it's up to you, Susan. We love you, and we love you for wanting to do that. But I'm a little concerned. Yes. Good. Okay. That's wonderful. And maybe we can start a block of the month for the new year. We'll look into that. Susan, thank you. I kind of wanted to say, Susan, I'm worried about you, hon, because you've just been under so much stress. She's had a year. I mean, oh my gosh, Susan, you've had a stressful year. So we'll let everything be copacetic and we'll work on something else. So I think it's wonderful. That's wonderful. Great, Susan. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I hope you all know how much Susan means to me. And she's wonderful. Yes, good job. You're right, Sonia. You know what? Let's take good care of ourselves. For the next few months, let's baby ourselves because, a lot of us have had a lot of ups and downs this year. And stress can make you ill. And we don't want that. We want our Susan to get well. We want everyone to finish out this year in best shape they can to start a fresh new year. Oh, yeah. Let's all be good to ourselves. Every week, I tell you, I try to finish with do something good for yourself because you've got to take care of yourself. There's only one of you. Think of all the people who love you, who appreciate you. You can only be there for them if you're there for yourself first. So that's everybody who needs to just sit out in the cool fall days in the sunshine and watch the leaves. That's a great idea. If you need to stay in bed and read a good book you've been dying to finish, that's a great idea. If you want to just sit and sew and just make crumb blocks, that is something I've wanted to do because you just take little tiny scraps and sew them together until you see what you get. Those are just wonderful ways to take care of yourself. Oh, that's beautiful, Susan. Yes, we love our Sonia. I was worried that we wouldn't see our Sonia back, and you don't know what it means to me when she came back. And I'm still going to go meet that girl. We're going to do lunch. We're going to do something fun. We are. So, oh, wow. Yeah, and for Susan's boss, it was like, oh, gosh, you're not well. So we need to take care of ourselves. And Sonia, we're going to keep you so close to our heart. And we've all got big hearts, so we're going to keep you real close and warm. Susan, you better take care of yourself, girlfriend. Don't make me come up there, because I will. I'll get in my car, and I'll come up there, and then I'm going to make you, eat prunes or something. So if you don't take care of yourself and get well, you're going to have me to deal with. So you're all the best. You're absolutely amazing. Yes, let's work on making sure that this month's Akko, Sonia, I'm challenging both of you. This week, let's see how much progress we can make on our Jinny Beyer. Because in less than 2 weeks, she's coming back out. And I have a feeling it's one of those things. If we don't get caught up this month on time, it's all gonna mushroom. It's like one of those safety rafts on a cruise ship. Next month, boom, somebody's going to pull that thing and it's going to be a huge safety raft. And then what do we do? Oh, thank you, Vicki. I love y'all very much. And y'all have been such a wonderful thing for me. I cannot tell you that. Okay, Sonia, we're all going to do it. I'm going to focus and get my Jinny Beyer done. And we're all going to focus. Akko's got the beautiful chicken mansion done. She can focus now. So we're great. We're all good. And some point this week, I'm going to do a Google Hangout with my Susan. I always mean well, but I'm running around like a nut. And I'm going to try to get focused. So y'all are the very, very best. So no hangouts until, okay, good. No hangouts till I finish Jinny Beyer and you are feeling better. And Rick, feed her tons of your garden produce. Let's get Susan well. Y'all are so sweet. Well, I think it's that time to say goodbye. And y'all are the best. And I want to thank Mark for his brand new fan gift to me. I didn't get a single hot flash today. Isn't that good? So y'all take really good care of yourself. And I hope you're going to have something good for dinner. Mark came home with a marked down beef tenderloin, a piece about this big, but ooh, that's a treat for us. So we're going to have baked potatoes, beef tenderloin, and a big salad. So I always make the salads because I put lots of stuff in them. So y'all have a good, something really good for dinner. And if you make a cake with cream cheese icing, put it in the refrigerator because it's really disappointing when 3 days later you open the top and it's like, whoa, cream cheese icing goes bad on the counter. So I don't know what we're having for dessert tonight, but oh, what can you do? Oh, Nikki. Oh, and tell Nikki hello too, sweetheart. We missed you. Wednesday night, it was not the same. I thought, do I have to shut this down till Susan gets well? I'm just kidding you, honey. You take good care of yourself when you're sick. I love you all and have a great, great, great evening. And just, I'm going to go watch my Mamma Jamma TV. I think I deserve some fabric at Pineapple Fabrics next month. Yes, I do. And do not forget, they have got fabric by the pound and Pineapple Fabric sale Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, if you don't live here in North Carolina or South Carolina or somewhere close for it, you can go online. They'll offer you at least 15% off. And let me tell you, they've been having some good sales lately. But I'm going to wait till I can be there and grab myself some of that fabric by the pound. Y'all take good care. They've got, oh, real quick, they've got another speaker in this, so I will definitely film that. Take you with me. You know how I love to do that. Take care. Have a great, great week. I don't think you can buy fabric by the pound online, but if there's a certain thing you've been needing, let me know. I'll look for it. So take really good care. Mwah. Yes, you write me a permission slip so I can say, Mark, see, we got the TV. Now I need a little bit of fabric. Oh, shame on me. Take care. Y'all are the best. Bye-bye, guys. See you next week. Mwah.